What up, guys? Kevin here. This will probably be my last impressions at the 40-hour mark of Xenoblade Chronicles 3, a game am I dropping it? Kinda. I'll explain it. So, Xenoblade Chronicles 3, game I wouldn't say I hyped up, but it was a game I look forward to. I deemed it, as soon as they announced it, I'm like, oh, there's my game of the year. 2022 set, game of the year. Triangle strategy. You held the crown for, a few months, but yeah, you're not going to be it. It's going to be Xenoblade Chronicles 3. 40 hours in, Triangle strategy still holds the crown. Xenoblade Chronicles 3, and I'm going to bring up a lot of other games when I talk about this. Final impressions. Just know, like, when I'm playing the game, I'm not sitting there like, oh, this isn't as good as this. This isn't as good as that. I'm just playing the game. But I will say especially last few nights, playing Xenoblade Chronicles 3, I went from, you know what? I don't feel like playing this game as my main. I think I'm going to relegate it to Switch on the go, play a few minutes here and a few minutes there. So my final review of the game might be a little bit longer down the road. Might be another month or so. But what happened with Xenoblade Chronicles 3? I will say this. I got a rule, but anytime I see a JRPG being embraced by the Western audience, like streamers that I'm seeing embracing a Western RPG or a JRPG that typically like Western RPGs way more and usually go as far as crapping all over JRPGs because they're anime looking and they can't stand that. When I see that audience embracing a game like Xenoblade Chronicles 3, Uh-oh. And I know why. Playing this game, it just feels safe. What I mean about that, I haven't had a moment where I went, whoa, ooh, yeah. I've yet to have I need to blame that on cultural differences. When you play a JRPG, you know it's good. When you go, yeah, that's definitely some cultural differences. That doesn't fly here in the US or out west or wherever. Xenoblade Chronicles 3, absolutely amazing game that is just not sticking. It is just not sticking. The story, I guess it's great, but they do this thing where it's like, oh, here's the big old twist. And not only do I either see it coming, I just don't care. And a lot of times I'm like, what's the motivation? Oh, yeah, these people die in like 10 years and they want to live and they got to go and free up the colonies. I see a lot of people comparing. I don't know what happened to Tales of Arise last year. Tales of Arise came out. It was awesome. Everybody loved it. Now everyone's shitting on the game. And a lot of people are saying Xenoblade Chronicles 3 is way better than Tales of Arise. Now, I might be in the minority here, but I love Tales of Arise way more than Xenoblade Chronicles 3. Xenoblade Chronicles 3 is just, I really do feel like it is a JRPG made to get the Western audience. The characters are all well written, but there's no conflict within the party. There's no rivalry or anything. Maybe a little bit, but I don't know. They all hated each other when they met. And then, immediately the next day, all right, we're besties. And everyone's getting along quite well. There's a little bit of tiffies between the characters here and there, but nothing really satisfying. Nothing like, oh, no, we didn't. Oh, no, she didn't. Riku has a few of those, but I like to see a little bit more. I like something like a Machias and Eustace from Trails of Cold Steel 1. Just that rivalry. That was so fun to watch. When those two were on camera going at it, you got your popcorn ready. Anything going on in that game, you set it aside. You're like, oh, it's on. Oh, no, Machias did not just say that. I want more of those moments in Xenoblade Chronicles 3. I just don't feel like it's there. I feel like they're just all get along and a lot of twists and stuff. They even give it away. There's even twist parts of the game that I'm sure are coming up. I'm like, oh, that's yeah, they just gave a really cool part that's coming up, which I can appreciate if they do it well. I'm not there yet. I would say the best characters in the game are the console. The console, the baddies in the red armor and the popping, the eyeballs that just pop out of the suits look so good. And their weaselly, scheming voices. Amazing. When they're on screen, I get my popcorn ready. They are the best part of the game. I was afraid. I'm like, man, this looks a little bit like Xenoblade Chronicles 1, which I like that game, but I didn't love it. That's Xenoblade Chronicles 3. I do like it more than 1. However, I will say the side quests I absolutely hate. I hate just eavesdropping or talking. You see the yellow exclamation mark, and then you have to go and talk to your group about it to then accept the side quest. It's annoying, and a lot of it's still like, oh, collect 50 of this or 20 of that. A lot of just gather ingredients, and you got to wait till way, way, way later on in the game to even get enough or spend some time. I hate that. I want a side quest that I can accept and complete it right away. But yeah, that's just me. I still laid out better than 2, but I was hoping to be a little bit more better than that. But yeah, that's just kind of where I'm at. So I am sort of dropping the game. It's not going to be the game I play, a few hours a night. It's just a game that I'm going to play here and there on the go. And maybe it'll get better. I keep seeing people tweet, oh my God, the end of chapter 4, chapter 5, chapter 6. Right now I'm in the middle of chapter 4. Maybe that's it. Chapter 3 and 4 are kind of a drag. The heroes, I feel like I'm meeting the same just white, straight-faced hero and doing their boring hero quests. I'm like, didn't I just do this quest? Oh, this is just the same looking dude, but that is something I do appreciate. I do appreciate the heroes, and the classes are amazing. I would say better than 2. I do like the burst system, the limit or the chain attack in 2 more, but I will say I think I like the combat and gameplay a lot better. This is one of the best looking games on the Switch. That being said, Switch 2017 hardware that was already dated back then, it's 2022. It looks like butt. It looks like butt. Anybody telling you like, no, this looks great. Yeah, it looks great for a Switch game. This game still looks like ass on Switch. And I do have some, but I have had some moments when I went, wow, this actually looks pretty all right for the Switch. But I think I saw somebody like put up like a Switch game. I don't know if it was this. I think it was this and Gears of War from the 360, and Gears of War just clobbers. So, yeah. Nintendo fans, I need y'all to speak out. I want a console. Nintendo better put out a console that can run better than the Series S. Absolutely should if it's going to be launching a few years after the Series S. No excuses. I don't even care if it's a new Switch. But yeah, that's just kind of where I'm at. Next one will probably be a review. And I'm not trying to say, oh, Triangle Strategy 1. I'm only about halfway through. Things can turn around. And it's still great. I think right now I would have to grade it an 8.5. I'm just thinking about other games. I'm playing Final Fantasy 14 right now, and it's just giving me what I want in a game. I just did a mission where a Lalafell or a little person just like jumps out of nowhere and just slides on his knees. I'm like, what the F was that? It was so weird, but it was just something I so want in a game right now. And I'll be fair, maybe Xenoblade Chronicles 3 isn't the game for me right now. Maybe this is a game I should save for later. It's something I'm thinking about. Maybe I should just shelve it and come back and play it and love it for the masterpiece that seems like everyone else is calling it. But right now, probably the most disappointing game that I'm still really loving. But I ain't gonna lie. I am dropping this game right now as my main. We'll play it here and there along with Final Fantasy 14. And I think I'm going to hop into Cyberpunk 2077. Might make a video on that, but there you have it. Xenoblade Chronicles 3, that is my last impressions, not to shit on the game, but I think I'm allowed to. People are calling it their game of the year. I can agree with that. For me, when when I'm going, I think I like Final Fantasy 13. I think I enjoyed that game more that I beat this year. Tales of Zestiria. I think that I like that game more than this. Both of those games are one of the worst in their respective series. So that's just where I'm at. But yeah, let me know what you think, and I will talk to you later. Later.